friends. I'm here at a crazy time, crazy day, but I'm testing being able to go live on both YouTube and Facebook. So let's see how this goes. This afternoon I'm working on a card using the Irresistible Blooms. And I've done a couple already this week, but this one I'm going to do with you. This was my very first card after rejoining Stampin' Up. I've been gone for a bit, and I just wasn't sure I could still do it, but I did. And I was excited, and I'm telling myself it's just like riding a bike. Today, I decided to grab a little heat embossing, which you can kind of see. It's super subtle. See the white? Heat embossing powder was one of the first things I did. I was still a Cricut person, was teaching Cricut on a cruise. It was before Design Space and we could do it. And I was asked by one of the companies that were sponsoring us to demonstrate this embossing powder. I'd never even seen it in my life, but I figured it out. But I made such a fool of myself being so overwhelmed when I saw how cool it worked. So it's one of the things that told me I could learn to do these not techie things, these artsy things. So I tried that. Today, this afternoon, we're just going to start with our paper and our stuff, and we're just going to make a nice card. So the first thing you need when you're working with card making is a good base, a good card base. And we start with the thick basic white, and I left it in the package so you could see. It comes at 8.5 by 11, and it's a heavier weight cardstock than the colors, okay? And I'm using my trimmer, and I'm going to tell you, some of you may have said to me, well, why did you leave and then come back? Well, I kind of blame Stampin' Up for my unhappiness. It wasn't their fault. It was my fault. I was just struggling, and life was throwing a lot of curveballs at us. But anywho, I've come to my senses. The products are what brought me back to Stampin' Up. I can't do this with anyone else. And every time I would try, I would secretly be using all my own products that I really liked, even though I wasn't still working with Stampin' Up. Anyway, enough about me. So here's the trimmer. It has two. It has a scoring tool, and it has a cutting blade. I'm going to use the cutting blade. This is 11 inches. So I'm going to cut it in half at 5.5. See, I've got it up there at 5.5 right up here. 5.5. Pushed up tight so it's going to be straight. I kind of hold this and drag that down. Super simple. So there's one card base. I'm going to put this over here. And here's two. Now I'm going to score it. I'm going to tell it where to fold so it comes out nice and neat. And that's going to be at 4.25 because this is 8.5. Not a lot of math, I promise. So there is 4.25. I'm going to line that right up. And I'm going to slide these up because I want the scoring tool. If I happen to push that one down, well, we're going to end up with, I'm going to cut the paper and I don't want to. I just want to score it. Hey, Mary Lou, I am live. How are you? Scored. Okay, and there, now I have my card base. All right, so next we're going to need some of this fun Designer Series paper. And yes, it's been a little bit since I was here, and I don't have my new starter kit, but I had this because I love it, and it's still in the catalog. You can still get this. The colors are just magical. They're not really fallish, although the yellows and the pinks I'll do. And I love this kind of, I'm a subtle girl. If you look at the color families, I like the subtles. All right, so the front of my card now is 4.25 by 5.5, and I want a little bit of space around the edge, so I am going to cut this down. This is going to be my little backing. This is Flirty Flamingo, and you can always tell, like, I'm not a genius. I don't know why they are working. I look on the back, and I can tell the colors, because that's the other positive thing about Stampin' Up is everything matches, and I love to match. So Flirty Flamingo is one of the cardstocks that we're going to use, And I'm going to cut this down. This is the 8.5 by 11 again, and I just cut it into fourths. So that means it's 4 1/4. Well, I don't want that. I want 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to line that up and cut that at 4. And I'm going to line this up at 5 1/4 and cut that. And I'm going to show you in a second why we do that. Just trust me. Just say, okay. And when you put that on your card front, it adds a little frame. This little white frame, which makes what I'm going to put now is I'm building my card front, kind of like building a sandwich or a pizza. A pizza probably more, because a sandwich, or an open face sandwich. All right, so that is 4 by 5 1/4. All right. All right, so now I'm going to do one more layer, and I'm going to use the Designer Series paper, and I'm going to do this at 3 3/4, because again, you did. I'm reading Mary Lou's notes. 3 3/4 by, now the other one was 5, right? So let's do 4 3/4 and see what that looks like. I think I'm going to want it to be 3 by 4, but let's see how this looks. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'm good with that. Whoops, wrong one. Sorry. Goodness. It's been a bit, guys. I'm rusty. Oh, yeah, that looks good. Okay, so now I've got like the back of my canvas that I'm working with. So now I've got my pizza crust, my pizza sauce. Started with maybe some mushrooms or some pepperoni. And now I'm just going to start building. Okay? All right, so I'm going to move this out of the way for right now. This is the Irresistible Blooms stamp set, and this is the coordinating dies. Since I was here last, I have switched from the mini die cut machine, which I adore, the mini stamp and emboss machine. Love that, but I've developed this crazy old lady arthritis in one hand, and it really hurts to crank. So I graduated to Anna Griffin's Small Empress. She's over here. Let's bring her over a little so you can see her. Come on. I need a cord. Come on, little machine. There she is. See her? She's super, super cute. And she works. She does. But if you don't have old lady fingers and you can still crank, oh my gosh, the mini stamping machine. Love it. I'll pull mine out later so you can see it. Probably not today. I'm still digging around finding what Stampin' Up! Tools I have in my arsenal. I have some. All right, so we are going to work with a piece of, now this is that same basic white, but this isn't the thick. I'm never going to be able to show you the difference on camera, but see, this is a little wobbly. This really isn't. Yeah, trust me, it is. I know. This is the regular. I'm going to use some Flirty Flamingo and some Daffodil Delight, again, colors that were on the back of the paper that told me what colors I'd like. Unfortunately, I've tried to clean this, but this is what happens when you stamp with your granddaughters. You sometimes get a little more inky than you were planning. But we can manage. We can do it. They love it. I am going to take, this is the big rose. I'm going to do a big rose and a medium rose. All right? And we're going to stamp them each. And I'm deciding whether I want to use the dies or I want to just make it even easier. You know what? Maybe we'll just make it even easier. We won't use the dies this time. I did use them earlier. I used them on this one. But I think we're just going to go with like simple stamps and paper today. So I need my trimmer back. I want to make this 3 by 3. All right. This is, again, that basic white I said we had. I'm going to make it 3 by 3. And then I'm going to save this for my sentiment that's going to go on my card. So this is what we're going to end up with our paper. We're going to go with that there, and we're going to have a sentiment up here. Yeah, we're good. Okay, so now I'm going to get messy, This is as messy as I get. I'm not really good at this, getting messy. This was one of the things that I said at the beginning was, I don't know if I can do this. I have to get inky. I'm getting better. And I'm going to just stamp in a couple of places with this flower. And then I want to change it up and I want some of the Daffodil Delight. So I'm going to clean my stamp in the middle. This is one of my favorite Stampin' Up! Tools, the Stampin' Scrub. And it comes with this little spritz. This is the wet side, this is the dry. And you wipe it off. Now there is, what is that thingy called? The spongy little thingy. I don't like it because I get messy. I like this. But some people can use that. I still go to this one. Kind of old school. I'm going to get some Daffodil Delight and I'm going to go over it. Ooh, I like you. I think I do need the dye though. Yep, we're just kidding. I'm going to pull you back because I need you. But I'll tell you why I didn't really want to do this. Because it takes me forever to figure out how to put the dye down. I'm just not good at it. And I want the little one. Right there. Okay. I think I should do this sentiment while I have the ink open. Let's see which one we're going to do. So we're going to ink first and then we're going to, let's do hello. I just need to grab, sorry, I keep hitting the table. I need to grab another block. And we're going to do hello. Okay, now I can put the messy stuff away. One of the things that I love about Stampin' Up! Is the dies are great, but I love the simplicity of punches too. So this is a banner punch. You can use your scissors and cut an end and all those gizmos, but I love the banner punch for simplicity. And I need you back again, little bugger. And I'm going to do this at 3/4 of an inch. So I just need to start with a nice straight edge, and then I need to do you at 3/4. No, I don't, because you're too small. So I can't measure there and there. So it's, I didn't measure any of that. Remember? I don't really like to measure. I'm just getting this ready, and I trust that you will remember that I will probably lose it. Slide you in. This is cool. It does 2 different ends on your banner. So it does that, or it does this end. We are good with you. All right, let's see if we can find those. The right one. Little one and the big one. The trick to these, and I'm sure there's someone that's much better at it than me that's going to know the trick. Yeah, see? Mary Lou's telling me that I should have made a mark on my stamp when I get it figured out, and then I'd never have to do it again. Yeah, I know. I knew that you would help me, Mary Lou. Ooh, I think I guessed right the first time. I don't know, though. Maybe I didn't. No, I didn't. There, ooh, I guessed that time. Okay, cool. So, all right, I hear what you're saying. So now I should make a mark on this, and then I would know. All right, see, guys, you learn something new, even if it isn't from my mistakes. We all learn from my mistakes. I don't know if I have a Sharpie here. Do I? No. I bet you this Cricut one's not going to work. This is down at the bottom. This one's at the bottom. I'll play with this when I'm not showing you guys how inept I am. Oh, see, all that moving around and I unplugged this thing. Oh, gosh. This is what not to do when you go live. We got her plugged back in. If I was using the other one, I wouldn't need to worry, right? Okay, so we did all the stuff. Now we're ready to put it together. All right. That is a really good idea, ma'am. And I will definitely do it. So thanks, Mary Lou, for the tip. And I will put it in the comments, the tip that she just left us. And we're going to put this down. Remember, we're just eyeballing it because we're going by what our frame looks like. And then we're going to put this down next. Now, I could have stamped on this one too, but I didn't remember. Designer Series paper is really cool on both sides. Gives you lots of options. And this one. It's going to go right like so. And then our flowers that we're going to bring you into. This was just a leftover piece, so we need to get it nice and even at 1 inch. And slide you in here. Now the one thing I am missing is I am fresh out of dimensionals, which I don't know how that could happen. That wasn't the reason I came back to Stampin' Up, but it could be one of the main reasons. You can't ever be out of dimensionals. Dimensionals are these little pieces of foam that go behind your images and make them pop up. I have some circles, but they're not as good. I thought I did. Where are they? I'm looking around. We'll put the circles on for today because we got to get the look right. But dimensionals are on their way. I think it comes next week. So, and I'll show you. You're going to go like that. And you are going to go on top. Right? Super cool and really super easy. So here is card number 3. All using the same supplies, but all looking totally different. I am truly having a blast, and I thought that I would have forgotten, but nope. Everything came back to me. Go check out my site. I'll be posting the dimensions that we used today. and more still photos so that you can really get a peek. Thanks for joining me this afternoon. Hi, Mary Lou. Have a great nap. Well, you won't, but she will. I'll see you soon. Bye.